aerospace industry is growing in St. Louis, even outpacing many of the region's other strong sectors. And it's not just about flying or building planes. I'm Nathan Vickers for First Alert Ford, and tonight we're taking a look at the kinds of jobs and opportunities taking flight in the region, especially here in the Metro East near Scott Air Force Base. Making connections.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I'm Jennifer.
Starts with an introduction.
Just kind of connecting of what kind of opportunities.
In Jennifer Welch's case,
Walking around, kind of getting to know some of our employers.
even a short conversation can make a lifetime of difference for the families she works with.
A lot of our military folks don't realize just how well qualified they are for various positions in the community they may not have considered previously.
Welch works with the Military and Family Readiness Center at Scott Air Force Base, connecting veterans to jobs.
Whether they've been in the military for a year or 30 years, it's a huge paradigm shift from military lifestyle to leaving the military and embarking on the civilian world, right?
Across this region, we have aerospace manufacturers, maintainers, suppliers, and small businesses.
We met Welch at the Global Aerospace Summit in O'Fallon, Illinois, a networking event showcasing opportunities in the region.
A lot of people don't realize that there's aviation companies that are represented in this area, and that there's opportunities not necessarily being the folks that are fixing the airplanes or flying the airplanes, but every other level of support for that operation. It takes more than just pilots and maintainers to make that world happen.
In St. Louis, there are plenty of opportunities. More than 60 aerospace manufacturing businesses that account for more than 18,000 jobs in the region. In the last few years, expansions from Boeing, Gulfstream, and Westar Aviation have added almost 1,000 new jobs.
So our ecosystem as it relates to aerospace manufacturing and aviation is really robust, especially when you start comparing ourselves to other regions. Part of our success is the fact that we're continuing to support those companies, but we're also investing in that infrastructure. And really the secret to that success is making sure that they have that workforce.
Mary Lamy works with the St. Louis Regional Freightway. She says global factors are driving intense competition in aerospace.
We know there's a lot of pressure from countries like China as far as competition with drone production. And so that's where, because we've got companies like Boeing, our region is doing very well with helping the United States compete with that. Knowing what that demand is as far as the need for drone manufacturing, knowing what other countries see the value with our production, we know that there's that growth. We're also experiencing that growth.
What opportunities do you see emerging over the next 5 years?
It's really going to focus on the unmanned aired vehicles, the technology on that. And then that's where we're seeing with our community colleges and the trade programs are really ramping up on the avionics. And I think for our region, one of the things that we're really far exceeding is trying to get that word out and educating our workforce.
Just this year, Boeing completed its first successful test flight with its MQ-25A Stingray, an autonomous refueling aircraft manufactured at Mid-America Airport in Mascoutah. But the growing list of jobs in the region isn't just about engineering.
There's a whole ecosystem that goes around being an airline, and it goes from accounting, legal. One of the emerging roles that we've had is data analysis.
Jamie Handley works with Kalita Air, a Michigan-based cargo company. He says that sector is growing too, driven by online ordering.
So you're seeing the Amazon Airs, you're seeing Temu, Sheins. They are all direct-to-consumer type of programs. That's been the big thing going on in the industry over the last few years. But then also, as the markets have evolved, air cargo has been able to pivot to wherever that cargo needs to go. St. Louis has got a couple of good things going for it. You know, one of the first things is, a very large population, large base. There's a lot of opportunity. And the other side is logistics and just overall presence in the country.
This summer, Metrolink completed an expansion to Mid-America Airport, rolling out a new platform and fare system just this morning, adding improved infrastructure between it and Lambert for both passengers and a growing workforce.
Investing in public transit in the Metrolink in particular is going to connect people directly to Lambert Airport, but it's also going to connect everyone to the system so people can get to good paying jobs that the aeronautical areas or the businesses within this region are going to provide those job opportunities. But if people don't have the ability to get to that job, then it's a lost opportunity for the regions.
It's also an industry where local officials see opportunities for even more investment, especially given the talent pool surrounding Scott Air Force Base.
The St. Louis metropolitan area has 57,000 veterans who live in it, and that's a great American workforce.
Kyle Anderson works with the Leadership Council Southwestern Illinois. He believes the Metro East is poised for even more investment.
We've had huge success in doing some marketing, specific marketing for Southwestern Illinois, and we are working right now 3 or 4 leads from that marketing of companies trying to locate here. So just telling our story that we are a 700,000 metro area. A lot of people don't understand that we are the second largest population base outside of the city of Chicago in the state of Illinois. We're the second largest population. And 700,000, if you think about that, that's a 25% of the St. Louis metro area on the Illinois side.
But making those strides means selling St. Louis nationally and globally.
What should we be asking local leaders to do to encourage this industry and to make sure that it continues to grow?
Be an ambassador as far as just recognizing the fact that we really are a leader when it comes to aerospace and aviation. We're thinking big picture. We're doing a great job of supporting the companies that we have, but also supporting them so that they continue to grow and expand. And the secrets to that success, number one, is that collaboration and continuing to invest in infrastructure.
Today, I do appreciate it.
For people like the families Welch works with,
Being connected is the first step, right?
moving forward means introducing people to what St. Louis can offer, finding the career paths that keep them in the region.
As folks are transitioning out of the military and choose to stay here in southwestern Illinois, we can help to connect them with different opportunities in those communities and with those different companies. We have a very well-trained community that's available and ready to work for some of these companies.